Okay, record on computer. Okay, I think, excuse me. So super excited. We've got a few coaches here. We are also hosting this call next Sunday. It's going to be similar because some people couldn't make it tonight, but very excited that you guys took the time to join us. Thank you so much. I know everybody's schedule is very busy and just wanted to wish you a happy new year. We are so excited to get started with 2021 on a positive note. So I am Tanya Albert. I am one of the coaches here for Core Inspiration. I live in Newcastle, Maine, originally from Michigan, went to college in Indiana, met my husband, moved out to Maine, not knowing anybody. And here I am. I love it out here and I love coaching for Beachbody. And just real quick, I was diagnosed pre-diabetic when I was 42. Diabetes runs in my family. I had kind of let myself go. I thought being 40 was just, that was just once you turn 40, you're just gonna just not be in shape, right? And it was going to be difficult. So when I went to the doctors and found out I was pre-diabetic, he said, you got 6 months to make some changes or we're going to talk about medication. And at that point, I was like, oh Lord, I do not want to follow into my grandparents and my mom and my uncle's footsteps. My uncle passed away recently, well, just a couple years ago from complications of diabetes and had his feet amputated. And it's just a terrible, terrible disease. I did not want that for my life. And I wanted to live many years long with my children. So I jumped into Beachbody, started my own journey, and I started coaching just because it kind of fell into my lap. I knew that it transformed me, and I knew that it could help other people as well. So we do have a number of, so that's kind of my story and why I started coaching and why I host groups. We have free community groups. A lot of us coaches have our own free fit community pages because we generally just want to help people find their path to a healthier lifestyle, whatever means it is, whether you're walking or running or doing your own thing or doing Beachbody. We genuinely want to help everybody find their place to better health. So a number of you are doing our 5-day free challenge. A number of you are doing 9-week control freaks. Some are doing muscle burns fat, which are also Beachbody programs. And so there are a variety of programs or workouts that you're going to be doing. And we're going to talk a little bit about how to be successful when you're starting off on your fitness journey. So first of all, the biggest step is that you made your decision to start and you made your decision to keep going and carrying on, which is amazing. Okay, so that commitment to yourself is so important. And I want you guys to really think about how important it is for you to take time for yourself. You are deserving of it. Often, as I don't know how many of you are mothers or parents, we often put our children ahead or our spouses or other people ahead of ourselves. We always we take care of ourselves last. We give, and we don't keep time for us. And it is so important. I feel like I've become a better mother, wife, daughter, because I take care of myself first. I choose to take that time first thing in the morning, give myself time to exercise, to do my daily devotions and my meditation and all the different things to fuel me first before I can start giving to other people. And by making this decision to be on your fitness journey and health journey is really, really big. And I congratulate you for making the choice to just start, just to begin. And if you have been doing this for a while, for you to continue, which is amazing. So first of all, I'm going to have Wendy jump on and talk a little bit about how to incorporate the workout. Some of you are just starting off. Some of you are already in a routine and a groove. So I'm going to have her jump in right here, right now, and she can just tell her a little bit about herself too.
Hi, everyone. Wendy Levine. I'm originally from rural Indiana, outside of Fort Wayne. I went to IU. I know Tanya because my actual sisters were sorority sisters with her. So that is actually how I met Tanya, was through my sisters. We've actually never met, but anyway, we're Facebook friends because we're sorority sisters. So anyway, I worked for P&G for 23 years, which is how I know Sharon and Alice. We all work together, and Karina. and Susanna. Anyway, so those are my peeps. And I retired a little over 2 years ago, became a Pilates and yoga instructor, moved to South Carolina, which is the retirement destination, and with COVID wasn't teaching as much as I had hoped. I started doing Beachbody in May. You know, that COVID thing, I was getting really lazy and really fat, sitting at home doing nothing. So Tanya had been messaging me often, and I finally was like, okay, I'll try this. And I was like, this is incredible. I can do this from my home. It takes 30 minutes. She got me back on a nutrition plan because I don't know about the rest of you, but I was eating a lot of comfort food and we were having a lot of wine delivered, and that needed to stop. So anyway, so I got myself back on track and I was like, this is crazy. I can help people do this. And so I just became a coach in July. And I do this because I love to help people get healthy. It doesn't matter when you start. I started really, I mean, I've been healthy on and off. I worked a corporate job and I would, you know, work out a little bit to try to just stay fit. But it wasn't until I was 48, I'll be really honest, that I really started focusing on my health. And I just turned 50 last month and I've never been in better shape. So, you know, regardless of where you are in your life, it is never too late to just say, yep, now I'm going to take control, and I'm going to take over my workouts, and I'm going to take over my nutrition, and I'm just going to be the healthiest person I can be. So that was my story. So let's talk about those workouts. So a lot of you I know are new. Maybe you've been working out, maybe it's been kind of off and on. COVID has really screwed up people's schedules, I know. So regardless of whether you're doing the 5-day free challenge or you're doing MBF or 9-week control freak, or some of you I know are in the no resolutions boot camp that starts tomorrow, setting aside time for your workouts is key. Even in May, when I wasn't working because I had been furloughed, I put it in my calendar. This is the number one thing, guys. If you don't plan for it, if you figure, oh, it'll just happen, I'll get it done, it's not going to work. And I know people have said that to you, but depending on whether you're working or not, I know our friend Holly gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning to do her workout because she's a teacher and she's got to go to school. So she literally is getting up tomorrow at 4. That's what she has to do. I'm retired. I get up and I work out at like 8. That seems reasonable. Other people I know, they have to do it after work. But again, it's booked in the schedule. That's what I did when I was working. I had something booked in the calendar and I didn't miss it. So pick a time when you're going to be able to do your workout. Know that you're going to set aside time. You can kind of look ahead and see how long those workouts are. For most of you, they're going to be 30 minutes or less, which is amazing about this program. But unless you put them in your calendar, I'll be honest, it's kind of a hope and a prayer, right? That you get it done some days. Life gets crazy. If you can do it first thing, all the better. It's going to give you a ton of energy for the rest of the day. It gets your metabolism going. And then you don't have to stress about it. Am I going to get it in? I know Tanya works out first thing. Literally, she puts on her workout clothes when she gets up. She goes and does her energize and her hydrate. She records a little video for all of us, and then she goes and works out. Like, that is her routine. So figure out what's going to work for you. Mine is similar. I get dressed in my workout clothes first thing. I don't put on pajamas. I put my stuff on. I go have my Shakeology, and then I go work out. So figure out what your routine is going to be for the next 5 days, 14 days, 21 days. And then here's a couple of tips. For some of you, if you're just starting back working out, some of these programs can be kind of challenging. In all of these programs, there's someone called a modifier. They will always tell you who the modifier is, and they have the camera on her quite a bit. If you are just starting out, or if you've got any kind of limitations, for example, my knees, they do not jump anymore, and I cannot lunge really deep. I was a dancer for years, my knees are done. So I watch the modifier. During anything that's high impact, I do the low impact version. Or if she's doing, if there's a lunge or something that I can't do, I watch the modifier. So don't ever feel like, okay, I can't do this, I'm just gonna stop. No, watch the modifier. I guarantee she's doing something that'll still keep you moving. And trust me, you're gonna get a great workout. Today, I followed the modifier about half the time, and I'm telling you I was sweating, okay, by the end. Don't think of modification as less than, it's just where you are today. Some days I don't have to modify and I feel really good, and other days my body's just like, no. So watch for the modifier. They're always gonna tell you who it is. So for example, if you're doing 21-day fix, I know a lot of you are doing that. That's Kat. She's always over on the right side of your screen. She's amazing. If you're doing MBF, it's going to be, I just forgot her name. Oh my God, Lacey. It's Lacey. MBF was filmed. Everybody was in their own place because it was filmed during COVID, but they always flash to Lacey. So you can always watch at least what Lacey's doing. So every program has one. Just look for them and don't be afraid to do that. The other things you have to think about as well, for some of you, maybe you haven't lifted weights ever or in a while. And they're like, oh, I'm going to pick up my 8s. And you're like, oh my God, I either don't have 8s or I can't possibly. So pick up something lighter or just do it with body weight. There are so many options. The point is, don't stop, just keep trying it. And so today we were doing something with 5-pound weights. I'm pretty strong, but it wasn't working today. So I dropped the weights and I did the rest of the move. I just didn't do it with weights. So keep that in mind too. You can always drop your weight to a lower level. You can drop your weights entirely. You can make something low impact. Do what's right for you because you want to do it with proper form, but still keep moving. Here's the last thing. I keep saying keep moving. When I first started 21-day fix and she got into cardio, I was like, I am going to die. Okay. I'm not a good cardio person. I do yoga and Pilates. Cardio is so not my thing. I hate cardio. Press pause. It's awesome. It's streaming. It's not live. There's not an instructor up in front. You're like, oh, I don't want to stop. She's going to see me. Just press pause. I would press pause. I would get a drink. I would catch my breath and I would press start again and you keep going. So don't be afraid when you're first starting. You're going to build up strength. You're going to build up endurance, but sometimes you just need to pause. That's okay. That's totally cool. It's the benefit of streaming. I think those are all the things in the workout. Oh, the last thing, for those of you doing a program, some people have asked me, do I have to work out every day? Do I have to do the same program? If you're doing the 5-day challenge, there's a different workout from a different program every week, every day, because we want you to try different things. If you're in the 2-week or the 3-week challenge, or even the 9-week control fix, we want you to do the same program all the way through, if possible. Beachbody has designed these to have like a good mix of strength training and cardio days and recovery days. Don't skip your recovery. That yoga day or that Pilates day, you're like, I'm not a yoga person. Trust me, it's not all super spiritual. You're just stretching. Do the program as it's designed because it's being designed to help your body move when it needs to move, recover when it needs to recover. They split up upper body, lower body. So it's designed with intention. So to the extent that you can, try to do the workouts in the order presented and try to take the rest days when they have them or the recovery days when they have them. Now, life gets in the way. I get it. Last week, there were 2 days I couldn't work out. So I just slid the program out a few days. That's okay too. I just picked up where I stopped. So just keep that in mind. I know a lot of people like to try different things. Try to pick something and settle in because I think you'll see better results if you stick with the program throughout whatever time period you're doing the challenge. Did I miss anything, Tanya?
No, I think you got everything. Thank you so much. And we will take questions after. I'm just going to touch on nutrition real quick, and then we'll get anybody's questions. So yes, thank you, Wendy. That was great little overview prep for the workouts. And for those that are doing the 5-day challenge, your workouts are already in the group, and you'll get a sample workout of 5 of our favorite workout programs. If something seems like, well, I'm not quite sure I really want this workout, or it doesn't seem right to you, message your coach and we will substitute that with a different workout for you. Okay, so nutrition. If you're doing the 5-day challenge, you have been given our clean week meal plan as well as recipes. Super easy to follow. You've got a wide variety of options for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Of course, everything is optional. It's totally up to you, but we really encourage you to try to tweak your nutrition for these 5 days by trying some of the recipes and thinking about how the meal plan works. And if you can't do it exactly, the recipe, pick things that are similar to that, maybe recipes that you enjoy. And maybe you're choosing, instead of white rice for your stir fry, you're going to choose brown rice. Little tweaks like that can make a huge difference. For those that are doing Muscle Burns Fat, 9-week Control Freak, or any other program, you get that choice to do Ultimate Portion Fix or which is the portion containers, which is what I'm doing. Or you can do To Be Mindset. And To Be Mindset is the one where there is no measuring, there is no calculating of anything. You basically follow the principles, which the first one is to be drinking a lot of water, as well as eating as many veggies as you want. No limitations. You can have like 10 cups of cauliflower rice and you're good. You know, that's a wonderful program too. With the portion control, it's portioning out and making sure that you don't eliminate any food groups. So you make sure you eat your carbs, your protein, your fruit, your veggies. And I realized when I was doing this, I wasn't eating enough veggies and I was eating too much fruit, and it just helped me eat a well-balanced diet to fuel my food. And I said the word diet, I didn't mean diet because I don't feel like this is a diet. I feel like it's a lifestyle change with nutrition. And what we really believe in is just tweaking what you're healthy, tweaking what you're eating and how you're fueling your body to make it work for you. And it could be simple, and you can start small. I know sometimes when you're starting a new nutrition program, it's like, oh my gosh, it's so overwhelming. Your coach can help you work through it. But the first steps too, if you can't jump into one of the programs, is doing simple changes. First, getting that water, drinking that water is the first most important thing. I want you to really aim to drink 64 ounces of water or more. So you can do half your body weight in ounces. If that seems like it's too much, at least try to get 64 ounces of water and increase that each day. Maybe you can only get 36 ounces of water tomorrow, then do it a little bit more, maybe 44 the next day. Drinking that water is going to help you in so many ways, because often your body is dehydrated when you're feeling that pain, that hunger pain. It's actually thirsty. So fuel your body with nice, clean, icy water or warm water. They both work great. And do that. The next thing you can do is increasing your veggie intake. Have an extra serving of veggies at dinner, thinking about your salads, things like that. Even having breakfast veggies for your breakfast, like in a veggie quiche, is a great idea. A great way to sneak in some extra vegetables in your daily meal plan. The other thing is when you're thinking about fruit, high fiber fruits, like berries are one of my favorite because they're low sugar and they're high fiber. Excellent choice with berries. And then also picking carbs that are high fiber. So one trick I will tell you, when I'm looking for something that's a carb, like maybe it's a tortilla, I like to look at the fiber in grams versus the sugar. You want to have equal fiber to sugar or more fiber than the amount of sugar in your carb. Okay. So I found these flaxseed Joseph's. I have it upstairs, but Joseph's flaxseed tortillas. I swear they're like Chipotle tortillas. They are so good, soft and moist. And they're like 80 calories, high fiber, low sugar. They're amazing. So you can always, when you go to the grocery store, shop around, look at those labels, pay attention to what you're buying. And then also take some time to clean out that cabinet, clean out those pantries, and toss anything that's a little too tempting. Okay, so you don't grab it. It's gone. It's gone. I hate throwing away food, but it's really helpful if all of that junk goes in the trash, and then you kind of take time to revamp and go grocery shopping and pick some new and exciting foods, and be willing to try new things. I did not like Brussels sprouts. I hated sweet potatoes. My mom always at Thanksgiving wanted sweet potato mashed, whatever. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so disgusting, Mom. And now I like half sweet potatoes every week. I have sweet potato crusted quiche. I have sweet potato spinach pancakes because I know it's a high fiber carb that's so healthy for my body. And it actually tastes good because I tried it like multiple times. What do they say? Like try it 5 times before you like say that you don't like it. So those are some of the tricks that I use to stay on track. But the best thing is preparing. I always take Sunday to prep, and I know it's Sunday night and a lot of people might not have prepared for their nutrition plan. That's okay. just do some little tweaks tomorrow and the next couple days until you have maybe an hour to kind of sit down and really look at the meal plan and how you want to prepare for your nutrition. So I don't want you to be like, oh my gosh, I'm starting my program, but I'm so disorganized. The thing is every little thing you guys do makes a difference. Okay. You don't have to go perfectly from day one. Okay. Every little thing you do, every little change, even if you just increase water tomorrow and you eat the same, but you increase water, that's one little change that's going to make a difference. So I don't want anybody to think that this has to be perfect. The journey does not have to be perfect. This month I ate like crap and it was like really bad. You know, we live, we want to have a drink, we want to have wine, we will want to have dessert. It's fine. We're still living life. Things happen. The thing is don't get frustrated with yourself. Don't feel like you're a failure at all. Okay. We aren't failures. There's no failing in this. It is just pick yourself up and keep going. And what I love, guys, is you are part of an amazing community of coaches and members who will support you through this. The biggest thing is you have to lean in on the community. I knew for myself that I could not do this alone. When I was trying to get my health back in order, I had 6 months, before my next test. I was like, I'm going to start this community because I know other people need support and I need it more than anybody else right now. And that's how I started my Core Inspiration family, is just because I needed that. I needed the accountability. And the thing is often we find ourselves when we're falling off track, we step back. We go silent. We don't talk to anybody. We don't want anybody to know. But you know what? There are other people in the group that are struggling too. And that's the time when you need to be brave and you be like, hey, friends, in my pod, because we do have messenger pods. If you want to be in a pod of 4 or 5 people, ask your coach. We'll put you in a little accountability pod. Some people really like that. But in your pod or in the group, you can do a post. Hey, I slept in, or I pushed snooze. I couldn't get my workout in and I really struggled getting my workout in at night. That's me. Okay. I will tell people, like, be on me, tell me, help me, make sure you check in that I got my workout in, or I really struggled with eating. And sometimes you just need that comfort. Like, it's okay. Like, you really struggled with your nutrition today. That's okay. And having those words of encouragement are really helpful. But just don't feel like you're alone. When you feel weak and disappointed or frustrated, that's when you need to lean in the most. And I will tell you, it does make a difference. So lean in on this community. It's an amazing group of people. Karina, you had a question. Let me just make sure. And also, yeah, so that's with the nutrition. If you have questions about like Shakeology, which has our 70 superfoods, a lot of us do Shakeology, you'll see that. This is our meal replacement shake. It's amazing. We have samples, coaches have samples that they can give you and you can try. And I think that is it. Oh, if you have BOD, check out the cooking show called Fixate. It has over 250 recipes. I have the cookbooks. These are different recipes than the cooking show, but they break them down by To Be Mindset as well as containers. So it'll show you when you make the recipe, what containers, if you're doing the ultimate portion fix, what the serving is, what kind of containers it covers. So it's really great. All those recipes are free. There's a Beachbody blog with tons of recipes, all on your Beachbody On Demand, if you have that. Okay. If for those that don't have it, from the 5-day free group, you can do the 14-day free trial, which is a great option to just see what it's all about. Yes, Wendy.
And for those and with all of this, writing everything down that you eat is so important. So it's crazy when you start documenting what you eat. You're like, oh, really? It's everything. So whether you print out the paper copies from either Ultimate Portion Fix or To Be Mindset, or on your phone, if you download the Beachbody On Demand app, you can actually track. Is it on your iPhone now, Tanya?
It's on iPhone. It's called Nutrition. It's called Beachbody Nutrition, and it's a free app. And you can log all of your food in there. It's awesome.
Right. Easy. So yes, Beachbody Nutrition if you're iPhone, the BOD app if you're Android. And you can pick whether you're doing 2B mindset and you're doing plate it, or like I do ultimate portion fix, and every day I've already pre-programmed in how many servings of each of the food groups I get. And then I write down for dinner, here's what I ate. We had pasta. So I had a serving of protein, I had a serving of fruit because it's pasta sauce, and I had 2 servings of carbs. But I knew that, so I saved up for the carbs. So I've recorded that in my little thing. Tanya does it on paper. I'm just old school. I'm new school. But anyway, my point is, if you don't write it down, sometimes you forget, and then you're like, why am I off track? I don't understand why I'm not losing weight. So whichever one you choose, or even if you're choosing your own goal, and I'm going to eat 4 servings of veggies, write it down every day, because then you can kind of look back and say, wow, this is what worked, or this is why I had a rough day. Okay, here's what I'm going to do different tomorrow. So write it down, ladies.
And one trick that I do is I write it the day before, or sometimes in my notes, I write everything that I plan to eat the next day because I do meal prep. And then what I do is I just take a look, oh, for lunch, I said I was going to have, carrots, a tuna salad, blah, 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 whatever. And it just helps me. So here's my menu plan for tomorrow. I already wrote it out. I have a couple things that I haven't put in, like a carb and maybe a cheese. I don't know. So there's 2 things that I'm kind of floating around, but I wrote down everything that I plan to eat tomorrow. So I don't even have to think about it, because when you're standing there looking at your fridge and you're hungry, you're just going to grab whatever you are craving at that moment. When you have it written down, for me, when I have it written down, I'm like, okay, this is what I'm going to eat, and I'm going to eat it. And then I'll see how I feel. So I like to plan ahead that way. You can do it that way, or you can do what Wendy does, where you eat it and then you write it down. Either way works. Okay, so let's go ahead and take some questions. And if anybody has to leave, we totally understand. We appreciate you taking the time, and I will post this recording if you missed any of it. Did Karina have a question? I didn't even know you could raise hands. Like, I don't even know how to raise my hand. Oh, Karina? Maybe she doesn't. Does anybody else have questions?
Hey, hi. I I raised the hand by mistake, but anyway, I do have a question, because I just joined, so tomorrow is going to be my first day, and so I don't think I may have all the equipment ready in terms of following the routines. Is that possible if I don't have the rope and the weights?
Exactly. So you do what you can. So Karina's going to do MBF. And so muscle burns fat. And one of the things you need is a cordless jump rope. Tanya and I will tell you, when we did this last summer, we didn't get our cordless jump ropes right away because they were back ordered. So guess what? We all pretended we had jump ropes. Trust me, it takes like a week to figure out and remind your feet, unless y'all are jump roping with your kids. I could not remember how to jump rope to save my life. So just jump and pretend you have jump ropes. You'll do fine. Use the weights you have, or safely pick up a water bottle, pick up a can of soup. I mean, there's all sorts of things that you can use for weights if you do it safely, and then over time you can kind of add to it. Yeah, exactly. You do what you have to. I mean, in the middle of COVID, we couldn't find really heavy weights, so I would like carefully hold 2 different weights in one hand to get 8 pounds, so, but yeah, just start with what you can and add on as you go. But yeah, you might as well see, there you go, she's got it. You do what you have to do.
Walking a little apple.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
I love it. A sock and apples. Now you have jump ropes. See, Karina?
Okay.
Creativity right there.
Okay.
I love it, Beatrice. That was awesome. What other questions do you ladies have? Are y'all excited? Is anyone nervous? Maybe a little. It's okay. It'll be fun.
It will be.
The community is a big deal. So lean on your community, lean on your coach. That's why we're here. That's why we do this. So if you guys have questions or you have a bad day, I reach out to Tanya. It's funny, the coaches, we have a little pod, and it's just like, we all were like, whoa, last week was bad. So we're all motivating each other to like get back on track for tomorrow, starting tomorrow. So that's what this community is. I don't know about you guys, but before COVID, I would go to the gym, I would play tennis. I had Pilates buddies that expected me to show up in class. So there were people expecting me to be there. Well, now you're at your house. And so it's a little harder. Who's expecting you to show up unless you're doing this with like your husband, you know, or I know, actually, I think it's fun. Sharon and Kathy joined up together because they're going to do this together. And I love that. I love the accountability partners. But, you know, if you don't have someone showing up, this is your group. Every day you're going to check in. And so use this group when you're like, "Ugh, I just don't feel like working out." Use the group to be like, you can do this. Come on, I know you can totally do this. So we're your gym buddies. So
Oh,
rely on
wait,
us.
I do have one thing, guys, and I will post in the groups in our group. We have a Zoom, a live Zoom every morning from 4 a.m. If you want to wake up at 4, you can, through 7:30, and you can jump in just this exact Zoom, this same link, and there will be people working out live. Don't worry, they're not going to watch you. It's just motivation. It's just fun to see. Like I see my friend Liz and Meredith every morning. We're always working out. Sometimes if they're not working out, we'll actually chat. If not, I'll just wave. I'll just push mute. I will play. I just minimize this Zoom and then I play my video right on my computer, or somebody pushes play on their TV. And it just is nice to be working out live with somebody else in our own Zoom, you know, gym. So that link, which is this one, will be up and I will post that. So you are more than welcome. Don't feel like it's strange or weird. This is like what we do, you know, and it's a great way. And you can schedule to meet friends like, hey, I'm going to meet you at 6 a.m. just to get my butt out of bed and let's go work out. And just know too, we are a team. Obviously, we are a team of coaches. So you can touch base with any of us. We are here to support you, whether you are our challenger who we invited or somebody else's challenger that invited, you know, some other coach that invited you. We're here and accessible to everybody. So any other questions? Are we all good?
Can you repeat the name of the app because I'm not finding it?
Oh, Beachbody On Demand app. It's called, if you just type in the app store, type in Beachbody and it'll have a blue circle with a B on it.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, sometimes it doesn't show.
Oh yeah,
Like that one.
Beachbody On Demand.
Yeah, and what's awesome, we have a Beachbody On Demand group, guys. It's called a BOD app group. And I use it. I love it. I can sync my workout. So whenever you do a workout on the app or on your computer and you log in as yourself, it'll automatically sync it to the group. So you can track how many days you worked out. You can track your water. You can track your nutrition if you have an Android. iPhone is going to be coming with a nutrition soon. Measurements, pictures, absolutely everything right in there. So it's a nice tracking system. And we do have
for my folks, I have a BOD group too. So I think most of you, maybe not Karina, I probably didn't add you today, but the rest of you, you all have a BOD. You're part of my BOD group, so you can do the same.
Perfect. Great. Anybody else? It's so wonderful to see you guys. Very, very great. And I hope you have a wonderful evening. If you guys have any questions, private message us. We'll help you and just have fun. Okay, guys? Have a good night.
Have
Good
fun.
luck. Good luck, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. I
Bye, thank
appreciate you
you.
taking the time to explain everything.
Oh, you're welcome.
Bye.
Bye. See ya.